All right, then, welcome once again to another edition of the Sunday Bunch. Woohoo! Back again. I've been away with work commitments, so we're back to do it again. And once again, want to say a big thank you to George and the team at the Hastings Hill Hotel.
For lovely Sunday lunch after you've been on the Sunday Bunch.
It's not a hotel though, so it's just what he says. That's all right. So don't forget they do great Sunday lunches down here, and they do deliveries as well. So if you can't be bothered to come out of the house, give them a ring and they'll deliver your Sunday lunch for you. On the panel with myself, Philly, this week we have the Mad Mistake.
Yo.
We have Sean Middleton, and on the end we've got our cameraman Dino. Hey,
Dino.
Right, before we get started on yesterday's debacle, I want to go back to Tuesday night when we played Rotherham at home. We'd come off the back of that win at Accrington, so we're all excited. Home game, Rotherham. And, well, what happened?
What happened is what happens with Sunderland Football Club over the last season and a quarter. We play for about 30 minutes. We play quite well the first half, and then we have a half-time break. We come out, we sit back on a 1-0 lead, we try and soak up the pressure, whether it's intentional or not, I don't know, whether Jack Ross says defend the second half, whether the team takes it upon themselves, or whether the team's just not fit enough to put out a real good 90 minutes of football. I'm not quite sure. I'm quite positive the team has to be fit enough to play 90 minutes, but at the intense pressure they put on the first 30 minutes, does that take too much out of the side? Because 6 months ago, against Portsmouth, in the Checker Trade Trophy final, we blew them away first half, we used up all of our energy, possibly. Second half we came out, we're a different team. It's happening again. Nothing has changed.
So, your prediction, can you remember what it was?
I predicted, was it 3-1 to Sunderland or 2-1?
4. You
4-2, that was it.
4-2. So, you bombed out.
Let's face it, it could have been 4-2 if we took our chances in the first 30 minutes.
All right, Sean?
Well, I was at work. Tuesday I was listening on the radio. I thought, to be fair, the first 20 minutes to 30 minutes were played actually all right. But I think the biggest disappointment in the game was, for me, the turning point was McGeady missing the penalty. I think, I agree with what Michael said in one of his videos. He said that it just sucked all the energy and everything from that penalty miss. I mean, if we're going 2-0 up, it's a different game for me, but it was a poor penalty. I think if he scores that, we could have went on and won the game, but I think that just took the energy out of all the players, and it affected us in the second half. We'll keep on sitting back all the time, and listen to the Nick Barnes, he was saying this, it was coming, the goal. I mean, it was a mistake by Conor McLaughlin. I mean, watching it back, he got sucked into the centre half position. So I think it was Hasty who got the goal. It was a good finish, mind, but he had loads of time. The good pass across, and it was a good finish. But all in all, it was. I think the fans said already the boos at the end. It was very disappointing.
Did you not see what McGeady was trying to do with that penalty, though? I mean, it looks a shit penalty, and
what he did was he shimmied to try and. So the keeper go one way and he
down the middle. Well, what he was trying to do, down the middle, yeah. The goalie's going to dive, yeah. And when they go in, they're easy. But if
it goes wrong, it actually looked like a tit.
It did. And do you know what you predicted for that?
2-2,
2-2. Yeah. So you got the draw anyway, but
Mike Bowes got the.
One thing,
all right, well, let's still be glory.
It's a bad state of affairs if missing a penalty ruins the rest of the match, mind, and the manager can't motivate the team to get over that after 30 minutes. You know, it's a bad state of affairs.
Dino?
It was just another. It wasn't like first 30 minutes. It was great. It was good to see that he actually went with the players in defence with the proper positions. McLaughlin, right back, Hume, left back. And with 2 centre-backs, Willison there, Ozturk. It was good to see a flat back four. And it looked good for the first 30 minutes. It was good to see he went with Dobson in 09 and McGeoch. Fresh legs. I think he made too many changes. You don't change. Like, maybe change 1 or 2, but he made about 4 changes, 5 changes maybe. And obviously, great start, 30 seconds. It was a quick free kick, well done from Ozturk. McNulty brings it down, takes it around the keeper, puts it in. I thought, well, that just shows they can't defend. We can put a couple of goals past these if we're just keep the pressure on. And McGeady was having chances, creating chances, and then the penalty. Obviously, well done by Gutch to win the penalty, but McGee, you've got to put that away. Like, you've got to make it hard for the keeper. He didn't even make it hard for the keeper.
So what did you predict? Do you remember?
I predicted 2-1.
You did predict 2-1, and if he'd scored that penalty, you'd have been the winner. Today's winner.
I had a bet on it as well, and I could have won.
You would have got a kiss off us all. And Michael, who's not here this week, did actually predict 1-1. So well done, Michael. And unfortunately, we'll save your kiss for next week. So that was Tuesday. So everybody was a bit deflated, and it was back to the doom and gloom. However, we were then due to play Bolton on Saturday, and I don't know what it was, but yesterday, I mean, I always have a bet on Sunderland to win 3-1, no matter who we're playing, home and away. And yesterday, I almost didn't put it on because I was so tempted to put 6. That's how confident I was for yesterday. And what happened?
For starters, why we keep on changing the defence is beyond me. Why have we brought Flanagan for Ozturk? If Ozturk is injured, he shouldn't be on the bench. So clearly he's not injured. So Ozturk should have started. You've got a nice central defence with Willis and Ozturk getting a good partnership together. We're letting a goal in every game because we're chopping and changing the right back and left back. We've only kept the same defensive 4. I think it was twice in 2 matches against Wimbledon and against Portsmouth. We had the same defensive 4. We've chopped and changed it ever since. We've had Conor McLaughlin left back, right back. We've had him in centre of defence when there's 3-man in the defence. We've had wing backs. We've had all sorts. We're not going to keep clean sheets if we keep chopping and changing the defence. So there's the first mistake straight away for me.
What was his defence yesterday then? What?
Well, it was Willis and Flanagan. We had Hume on the left and we had O'Nien on the right. So we had Conor McLaughlin, who, he didn't play particularly well against Rotherham, but if he's not going to get games, he's not going to get the time to get up to speed with the matches, but he's always in the wrong position. So if he's not good enough, he shouldn't be in the team full stop. He shouldn't be on the bench. We've not got another right back anywhere in this whole squad. The size of Sunderland Football Club, we've only got 1 right back. It's ridiculous.
I thought Conor McLaughlin was really good when he came on. I thought when I watched it, I thought he had a good game.
So do you think he got dropped? Because I thought he had a nightmare against Rotherham. So he must have got dropped.
Yes, these players have to learn.
By mistakes.
Have to learn from the mistakes. He's been in the centre of defence, he's been on the left, he's on the right now. When he gets his head sorted out, and obviously a bit of guidance from the coaching, so the mistake he made, let the goal in against Rotherham, fair enough, but you've got to stick with it. I think you've got to stick and give these players some confidence. I mean, Ozturk's done nothing wrong for me. I mean, he does what he says on the tin. He's a big lad, he clears the ball. He probably would have cleared that free kick yesterday against Bolton. He would have been in the centre. Flanagan, it's just flappy. There's nothing to Flanagan at all for me. Even the headers going forward were awful. And what's the point of having a central defensive partnership if you're not going to play them together and keep on chopping and changing things all the time? We need to keep clean sheets. That's the most important thing we need to do now. Is keep clean sheets. So we need a solid defence.
All right, so we're on the defence there. So let's concentrate on our defence, Sean. Yesterday,
rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There's just all over the place. There's no organisation between. There's no talking. There's just a goal. You can see a goal coming all the time, can't you? And
is this because of the chopping and changing then? Well, who would have you would have had at the back then yesterday?
Well, I don't obviously Lawrence de Bock. He's obviously not fit yet.
Yeah.
But I want to mention Ozturk, Dino, because you said that Ozturk, you didn't think he'd been playing very well lately. That's why I want to bring you in a bit there.
He hasn't been doing amazingly bad to get dropped. Mm-hmm. But if you want to have a partnership at centre back, you've got to have the same 2 all the time. Yeah. And bringing Flanagan in, what's he done to deserve to get over Ozturk? He's done nothing every game he plays.
I was surprised when I saw the team yesterday and I saw Flanagan, and all I can put it down to is we only see on a Saturday. Now we don't see all week where the training and what's going on, and for me, Flanagan was out in the cold because he'd had some bad games. He got dropped, and the people he'd brought in were doing an all right job. So I was shocked when I saw Flanagan in the team. But again, you don't know what goes on in the week.
Honestly, would you have kept Baldwin and got rid of Flanagan? Because I thought getting rid of Baldwin was a big mistake.
Well, I wasn't. People didn't like Baldwin, but he had that nightmare towards the end of last season.
So did Flanagan,
yeah. But I liked Baldwin. I thought he was all right, and
started off really well, didn't he?
But Flanagan was good. Last season, Flanagan had
as the season went on, they just went downhill. But to me as well, going back yesterday, the team. I mean, we looked at him and I went, he's playing a 4-2-3-1 again here. Why can you not play a 4-4-2 against a team which conceded 18 goals in the last 4 games? Why has he got to play with one striker? Why has he got to play with one striker? Why can you not play with a 4-4-2 against a team that's bottom of the league, been conceding goals galore? Why has he got to play a 4-2-3-1?
Sean's angry. He's angry.
And then he makes things worse by putting hoofing long balls in, high balls into a 5'8".
It's just so negative, man.
So is
all
right. Sticking with the defence then. He took Hume off at half time. Is that
Deserved.
the end of the road for him or what?
It was absolutely atrocious, Hume, in the first half. Like, he was getting turned inside out. I actually felt sorry for him in the end.
Is he just too young then? He just needs bringing on.
I think he got found out. I think with that game we found out Hume cannot defend. And I don't know who their right winger was.
He's from Stoke, isn't he?
Is he from Stoke?
He's
He's called Politic or something like that. He looked like McGeady in his prime. He was actually ripping Hume another one. It was unbelievable, I thought. I mean, getting rid of Reece James for another option was stupid because then he puts 09 left back. What the hell's that about?
What was he doing there? He took Hume off, put 09 left back, and then put McLaughlin right back.
McLaughlin's had more experience on the left because he's been playing him left back, so I don't understand what he's doing.
Yes,
And then they wonder why we let a goal in.
Exactly.
No, that was half time. It was 0-0.
I feel sorry for 09, me. I really do.
All right.
I really do.
I mean, the fans was like, they said it all. I mean, we were sitting like 4 seats from Stuart Donald, and they started singing, "You don't know what you're doing," and then the next thing was you're getting sacked in the morning.
Well, that happened when he took Maguire off, didn't it? As soon as Maguire went off, you don't know what you're doing.
I looked at Stuart Donald and he's just put his head down.
But has Jack Ross got any say in who comes in to the football club? Because let's face it, it's a poor, getting the players in this summer. We only got one left back until the last day. We've only got one right back. And some of the players he's brought in are injury prone, injured, and not even fit. We bought a left back and he's not even fit. That other lad just came in the centre of defence. What's he called again? He's
Joe
injured.
Lynch.
Joe Lynch.
I think he'll come in eventually.
Right.
He has to.
Well, let me stop you there because obviously we're going to come up to Jack Ross a little bit later on, and we'll get all that out. We'll get all that out then. So we sort of covered the defence. So into midfield, Dobson and Ledbetter. Is that working? I mean, you championed Dobson for the last, 4 weeks or something like that, saying get him in. He's more of an attacking midfielder who'll get up. And to be fair, he's brought him in. He's given him his chance. What do you think?
I thought Dobson and Power, or Dobson Ledbetter, would be better than Power and Ledbetter. And personally, I'd rather start Power in the centre of midfield with Dobson. I think he did okay against Rotherham. I think he had a couple of good matches. And I think yesterday there wasn't anybody who performed well.
Yeah.
So we can't really signal out just one or two players. There wasn't anybody out there that stood out. I mean, you can't really blame the goalkeeper because all he did was, let one goal and that was it. But everything else, the whole team had an off day. I mean, Willis didn't do too badly, I suppose, but who else there yesterday had a good match?
I mean, I one of the interviews. He was a nice lad, passionate. You see, he was hurting. I said, "Man, the match," and he said, "John McLaughlin." I went, "Does that tell you everything about that?"
No,
game?
The best one was on your interview when he asked about the man of the match, and he said the woman who served him the pie at half time, which was a corker. That one,
if the team can't get up for a game against Bolton, if none of the team can't get up, then it's the manager's fault for not getting this side up.
Definitely.
And then even at half time, cannot motivate this team to come and play football.
The worst thing is about it. It took it to the 92nd minute, and it was a penalty against Bolton. No disrespect to Bolton. Bolton have been shifting goals left, right, and centre, and you're telling me Force used to get a penalty to score.
You're saying, it was a penalty. Who's to say that if he hadn't handballed it, the ball would have gone through and we might have scored? So,
but why did it take 85 minutes to get a shot on target?
Right. Well, let me
hit the bar on both
let me
sides,
stick with Dobson and Ledbetter. So, Dino, do you not think that works?
You've got to find the right partnership for Dobson. When Power came on, he was awful as well. His passing was sloppy. He spent most of his time arguing and fighting with the other players, which, like, he was showing a bit of passion, but it wasn't good enough. For me, I still think it's got to be 09 in the middle with Dobson. What energy, legs, get around the pitch, because Power and Ledbetter can only offer you so much. And like you say, they're not the quickest and they're not the most energised players, but you need to find the right...
9 in the middle then, would you?
I would. Well, look at the first 30 minutes against Rotherham. We're all over them. All over them.
Didn't take our chances. Do you think that... I ask you all. Do you watch our team? They say the players. Can you say players committed to the cause? Like, want to put a shift in, wanting to, bust a good for that manager. Can you honestly...
I think personally, the team, how I see it, my personal opinion is, I think they're frustrated, and I think they're frustrated at the chopping and changing, out of positions, like, being played out of position, and then you're doing well in a game, and then you drop for the next game and stuff like that. And
that's a fair point,
I think, they must be so frustrated. And that's how I see it. I think, when I saw the team against Rotherham before kick-off, I thought, you know what, we should be wiping these. The players we've got are not bad players, but and again, we'll come on to Jack Ross later. I just think. No, we'll come on to that later. So, because that's going to take up a lot of time. Right. All right. So midfield. Right. On to the strikers then. People keep saying about Will Grigg and he's not banging him in and stuff like that. Right. Should we not adjust our game to suit Will Grigg?
Definitely. Because
the guy is obviously a proven goal scorer in this league, and he's not putting him in, but he's only getting, he might get 1 or 2 chances a game, which, you could say, all right, well, he should be putting all the chances away. But should we not adapt what we do to suit Will Grigg?
Well, can we? Can the team do that?
I don't know if Jack Ross has does he have the ability to set the game plan up to play to Will Grigg's?
You said about how at Wigan where Power and Grigg, linked up superbly together. They haven't had enough time on the pitch together doing that to,
Like I was listening to BBC Newcastle Total Sport, yeah. And Gary Bennett said Bolton are going to get stronger with each game because they're going to get playing time together. Jack Ross is not giving our team any playing time together. We need to play a system. We need to play the team. Play Conor McLaughlin at right back and give him a few games. Keep the centre backs together. Get the defence sorted out first, and then possibly go 4-4-2 with Charlie Wyke up front. Even though I'm not a massive Charlie Wyke fan, but who else do we have? And then probably try and get the ball down to Will Grigg and let Charlie Wyke let Will Grigg freed off some of Charlie Wyke's head as he wins.
I was just about to make that point when you just said, mate. I think, might even have to play a 4-4-2. He started off the season playing 3 at the back. It was a 3-4-3, and then he changed it to 3-5-2. You know what I mean? And then he went back to the 4-2-3 one, the system he played last season. Do you know what I mean? Just changing things too much.
He's been here a season in 9 games, and he still doesn't even know his best 11.
He doesn't.
Doesn't.
You should know, as a manager, you should know the core of your team.
We don't even have a core team, do we?
No. You should have a midfielder. He's going to play every game. A defender, he's going to play every game. Striker, he's my man. He's going to play every game.
Let's face it, right? If Max Power and Will Grigg play together so effectively against Wigan, Jack Ross is clever enough man. He's an intelligent bloke. Why can't he sit down with the two of them and say, right, what made that work? What made that tick? Yeah. Let's get Max Power in centre midfield. Let's get Will Grigg in. Let's just have a backbone there. If he's going to be the main striker, if McNulty's always going to be injured, hopefully he's back soon, then possibly you could play McNulty with Will Grigg together. Let's just get Max Power in there. Let's save Dobson with someone different in the midfield rather than Ledbetter, and have your solid back four and try and work with the Max Power and Will Grigg situation. Will Grigg's going to be going nowhere anytime soon, so we're going to have to use him, aren't we?
No one would take him, would they? Not with what he's doing at the club, but when McNulty's back, then what do you do? Because McNulty's scoring goals while them two aren't.
I assume he was injured yesterday.
Yeah, he must have been.
I think McNulty and Will Grigg could play well together because they both play the ball at the feet.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I just thought, like yesterday, I was thinking, it's an opportunity. No disrespect to Bolton, I'm glad they've been saved on like Berry, I just think that was an opportunity yesterday to go down there after the disappointment during the week against Rotherham and go 4-4-2 and score a few goals, get the confidence back up. Do you know what I mean? And we just lacked in every department.
Well, look, a couple of things. I mean, I think it's unfair how this season's panned out with Bolton, because anybody who's played Bolton already, right, when they was putting their youth team out and they were getting beat 5 and 6-0, and all those teams now have built up a bigger goal difference and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden they managed to buy at least the team what's not the kids, and so every team that plays them now, the teams that played them before at the start of the season have got an unfair advantage over the rest of the teams playing them. If we don't go up and we lose out on goal difference over one of those teams who banged 5 or 6 in against them, then it's.
But at the same time, you're dropping points against Rotherham, you're dropping points against Oxford. They're the reasons why we're not top of the table. Not because of goal difference. We shouldn't be relying on goal difference against Bolton to win the league.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be. I agree.
But I see your point.
However, it could be the case that we find ourselves in that situation. Anyway, yesterday, amongst all the anger and that in the supporters, I think we're forgetting how well Bolton actually played. Bolton played really well.
They were terrific.
And did we then go down to Bolton expecting to win? Have we made that schoolboy error of going, this is ours?
Definitely.
Man City last week went to Norwich and got
over.
beaten. Have they gone with that attitude? They were the bottom of the league. People have been banging goals in against them, and if that's happened, then that is shocking. We don't know, but if Jack Ross has allowed that to happen, to go there thinking, I'd like to think not, but I don't think anybody would pick a man of the match. But is there any positives we can take out of yesterday? Anything at all?
Honestly, Philly, not at all for me. Like we just weren't.
Were the seats comfortable?
I think probably the best entertainment was talking to Stuart Dunn for 5 minutes.
That's funny you hadn't mentioned it. Anything at all?
The only positive I can see coming out of this is getting rid of Jack Ross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry and everything, but that's the only positive I can say.
I think the only positive we can take that a lot of people have now realised that Jack Ross isn't capable, and he's clearly not after that performance. We look like the team who hadn't been together for a year. Both look like the team who were actually going for promotion. Yeah. That's how bad it was in that team. Even as a fan, I was expecting to go down there and win 4-0 because their team shouldn't have played the way they did. But they did, because everyone turns up against Sunderland all the time, and our players just don't turn up against anybody.
They just look like they wanted it more, do you think? Like, just watching the game back, I think their players just look like they wanted to do things more than our players.
They were moving everywhere, passing the ball. They had confidence, and we looked like we had no confidence about it.
It looked like they'd been out on the piss the night before.
What was their manager like?
Do you know what I mean?
Was their manager, was he animated on the
he was animated. He was shouting everything.
So
Jack Ross was only starting to shout when the fans started turning against him.
We're saying that, did we turn up and expect to beat Bolton, but could you see Jack Ross sitting down with the team and making them, getting into their faces and telling them, look, you need to be 100% up for this match, we have to win this match, don't take them lightly. Can you see him actually getting at the players? No. He'll sit back, laid back, he's with a pint of water or something, and having a nice friendly conversation. He's a lovely bloke, a nice friendly man, one of the lads. Is he going to be, is your boss, are you going to be frightened of?
But the point you made, Dino, about other teams turning up against us, we mentioned a few weeks ago on this panel that we was hoping that, because that happened last season and was always going to happen because we were the big fish in the little pond, that we'd learn from that. And unfortunately, it seems not, because it's going to be the same this season. And You know, they do. You know, I bet there was more Bolton fans there yesterday for our game than there's been all season.
Oh, 100%.
And it's that thing. And to be fair, we're guilty of it ourselves. When we were in the Premiership, if we played Man City or, you know, Liverpool, Man United and all them, there's a good chance we'd do well because you're up to game. All right, we can't hold back any longer. Jack Ross. Opinions, should he stay, should he go, and all that. Do you want to kick us off with that?
Do I have to? Right. A lot of people have tried to keep the same manager now. We want the same manager for 2 or 3 years, you know, continuity, consistency, grow the team, get better and better. And people are saying in the past we've chopped and changed too many managers, which was Ellis Short's fault. Put the wrong people in charge, had the wrong people like managing directors under him. So all that went on. It wasn't so much that we probably had the wrong managers, just that way it worked out. But now we got Jack Ross in, and people want to keep him, even though there's nothing that says he's the man for the job, that he's going to be successful. You know, hasn't done anything in the past to say that he's going to be successful. So are we going to follow someone for 2 or 3 seasons with the same mundane football, the same, you know, clueless, tactical, inept situations? Or are we going to change it now? We've given him, I mean, I wanted to give him 10 matches and I wanted for the life of him, honest to God, I really wanted him to succeed. I wanted him to succeed last season. Nice, fresh-faced, young manager in. You wanted someone with fantastic tactics, someone, you know, who knows his football, and you want to believe in everything. But then the season went on, and you think, right, okay, it's the first season, we'll give him another season, and nothing has changed. He's chopping and changing his side, doesn't know his best 11, 1-1 draws, are creeping back in again, last 2 matches, had a couple before that. It's going to be exact same season as last season, apart from we probably won't get to Wembley. We probably won't get to Wembley because we won't be good enough. Simple as. The team is getting weaker this season, not better. We brought in players who aren't fit, players who are probably not good enough. And that has to be a little bit blame for Stuart Donald as well, because he's been trying to save money, and we understand that because we want the team as not to go the Bolton and Bury route. But hopefully with the new owners coming in, I can't see Jack Ross being sacked immediately. I think it's until the new owners instruct Donald to get rid of Jack Ross, or he might wait a couple of days, I don't know. But I think it's time for a change.
So you're a Jack Ross out. You're in that camp.
This is what it is, right? I want Jack Ross out, right? But if he goes and wins the next 20 matches and proves me wrong, I know all the best.
Buy him a pint.
Exactly.
Right, okay, so you're a Jack Ross out. Dino?
I need to disagree with Man Mistake on one thing, saying it was Stuart Donald's fault for the thing, because Stuart Donald did say, if Jack Ross wants a couple more players, I will get him them players. So obviously Jack Ross has went, no, I'm happy with the squad.
Yeah,
so
but...
there are points.
The thing is, you don't know exactly.
True, yeah.
For me, I think a lot of the players that he's bought have been governed by the fact we've not to forget that the financial situation of the club is superb.
It is, yeah, definitely.
And we all know, and what Stuart Donald has done is just unbelievable. Unfortunately, to get to that point has meant that, you know, the players we probably wanted, we've had to settle for less. But what's more important, it's no good having a team of world beaters and then find that you go bust in 6 months' time because it's not been run properly financially. So it's better doing it this way and getting us, you know, the fact that the consortium coming in, right, the new buyers are looking at it is just purely down to the fact that the situation we're in. So I think that's Jack Ross as buys the players he's bought has been governed a lot by that. But are you a fan or are you not a fan? Are you in or out?
I was on the fence, and what I watched yesterday, I'm out. I'm sorry, I'm out for the simple fact. 3 times this season, Ipswich, worst performance I've seen in Sunderland shirt. Peterborough, even worse than Ipswich, and then yesterday that was all-time low. Definitely against a team who weren't going to be a team like 2 weeks ago.
So would you have him out tomorrow then?
Yes.
If he was gone,
yes.
you'd
sorry to say,
out.
I did say last week I want to give him a chance, but after what I watched yesterday, no chance. Not happening.
Right. Well, this is a bit of a daft question because anybody who watches Sean's interviews, which I've got to say, and he's the star man right? You're doing a brilliant job for both of you, and
Cheers, man.
but there's no getting away from the fact that you're certainly in the Jack Ross out camp. So
I think you
do you want to have your say?
No, sorry, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, we've all got jobs. You get employed to do a job, right? If you make a mistake, if I make a mistake at work, my supervisor, I'll get a verbal warning. If I make another mistake, I get a written warning. If I make another mistake, I'll get a final written warning, right? Obviously, I don't like to see anybody lose the job, right? But for me, he's just not up to it, full stop. He wasn't last season. I think end of last season was a perfect opportunity for Stuart Donald to look at it and say, you know, we haven't been good enough, make that change there. This new boss can bring his new players in. He hasn't stuck by him, and I think it's just the same thing this season, and it's not going to change. I knew it wouldn't. Sorry, I didn't want to be right when I've been saying this, but it's turning that way. And
all right.
I'm going to be.
So you're an out, and an out.
Oh, Philly, you're not going to.
Right now, listen. I've defended him, and I still don't think he should be sacked. However, I'm finding it harder and harder to justify what I'm trying to say now, because I'm getting so frustrated with things. Right. The thing is what you have to look at, right? We are 5th in the league, right? If we were 16th, I mean, look where Portsmouth are at the moment, right? If we were right down there, right, then you'd be saying, let's get him out, right? We drew the game yesterday. We didn't lose. Yes, we should be going to teams like that and we should be winning, right? But we didn't, right? What's the point of just, you know, if we win now the next 4 games, right, everybody's going to be, great job and all that. We're 5th. We've got a game in hand over one of the teams above us anyway. It's difficult to defend him, because yesterday, the chopping and changing absolutely drives me nuts, right? Go on, because you're down to jump in.
Sorry, Philly, sorry. What I'm going to say is, it's just like last season, we had 20 draws last season, didn't we? But 20 draws. That is the reason why we never got promoted, because we were too negative. You know what I mean? 20 draws, I mean, and how many we drew this season? 3 or 4?
3 or 4.
And, I mean, how many draws are we going to have this season under Jack Ross?
The worst thing is, his
formation's negative. You know what I mean? His formation's negative. Everything about him's just negative.
Right. Well, another thing, I don't think for 1 minute that Stuart Donald will sack him anyway. No, I think he's miles away from that. And I think when you look at it, as I mentioned earlier there could be a big factor in the fact that Jack Ross has toed the line, where he might have been saying, I want this, this and this, and Stuart Donald could have been saying to him, fair enough, however, you know, this is what we're trying to do financially, so can you come into line with us? And if you like, is now a bit of a scapegoat, because they're saying, his buys have been shit and all this, and you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I'm not now. I was fully for not sacking him. You angry? I can hear him in here.
Mr. Diplomatic. He's the diplomatic.
No, the thing is, I was all for not sacking him, and I was saying, we'll give him the end of the season that. I'm a bit more sort of midway now, and it's that thing of, let's say if he went, I wouldn't be disappointed, but who are we going to bring in? Which is the next question.
Let's face it, right? On Saturday against MK Dons, if he's the manager, he gets my 100% support. The team gets my 100% support. Whoever's on the pitch gets my 100% support. I won't slag him off at the game. I won't slag him off during the match. After the match, in my videos, I'll have me say, and that's it. I'll support the team and the manager regardless who's there.
Can I quickly jump in there? Because I've got the point down here that should the fans, like yesterday, be getting up on his back or on the player's back during the game? And I know people say, you pay your money, it's your right to do what...
It doesn't help when like you say, when the fans are saying, oh, you don't know what you're doing, and you're getting sat in them on. That's definitely not going to help. But as you just says, as a fan, you're entitled to voice your opinion. I mean, I agree with my mistake. I don't slag Jack Ross or the players off at the match. I just watch the game. at the end of the game, I mean, Dane have a talk and we'll discuss it and this, that, and the other. But I don't think that helps the team when that's...
Well, when they started singing, I looked at you, and I thought you'd be singing it, and you didn't.
No, I wouldn't.
And
you've let us down.
And you're a big Jack Ross out person, so... Like you say, it wasn't just one or two people singing it. It was a lot of the crowd singing it. A lot of the crowd, and there was a few fans on the interview saying, "How can you defend after that? After some of the substitutions and the changes he's made, he's just making mistake after mistake after mistake, and he's not learning from it."
But everybody's a football manager, and you know, I couldn't do the job, no way, and most people couldn't. But they all have their opinions, and I just think, for me, the bottom line is we're 5th in the league, right? If we was down the bottom, I think he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Now, if we lose on Saturday at home to MK Dons, then...
Philly, is that another fine line where you say we're 5th, right? This happened last season where we're just hovering around that position and we had the chance to get in the top 2 and we're just these negative tactics just prevailed.
You're right there, but the worst thing is Bolton fans would have probably thinking, that 3 points dropped.
No,
that's 3 points dropped for them.
For them.
Well, a couple of people said on your interviews you did yesterday, Bolton fans said, and they said it on Quest last night, 1-1 draw, I think that was a fair result. I don't think it was. I think we were lucky
100%.
to get a point. 100%. And I think, you know, Bolton deserved all 3 points.
That penalty was a get out of jail card for us. I mean, we didn't deserve anything at that game.
Nah,
we didn't deserve anything.
Them could have been 2-3-0. They hit the post and they had a chance where it was like free header and he headed it wide. Them were creating chances. And all the players were looking at each other going, well, who's marking him? It was pathetic performance. It was unbelievable, and I don't want to see that ever again from the players we've got. Joke.
At a match, if something goes wrong or if the players are playing badly, I'll say, oh my God, that was absolutely shite. You know what I mean? But I won't slag off a player, I won't slag off a manager. But the fans they're entitled to sing whatever they want to sing. If they're unhappy, they're paying good money. 4,000 fans travelling all the way down to Bolton, spending all the hard-earned cash, working all week, spending whatever it is on tickets, on bus fares, on food, the whole day to watch that absolute garbage. They're entitled to sing whatever they want, as long as they don't swear.
Right. So you wake up in the morning and you put the news on, and Jack Ross has been sacked. So who would you like? And who do you think realistically we could get? So who would you like first?
The two I would like won't happen. Obviously, Roy Keane and Sam Allardyce is not going to happen. They ain't going to come to Sunderland Football Club in League One unless the owners say to someone like Sam Allardyce, we can't afford to pay a massive wage because we're restricted in the AFL, for obviously with wages, but you get us in the Championship, next season we'll give you a big bonus. That's the only way I can see Sam Allardyce coming into League One being the Sunderland manager. Realistically, I haven't got a clue at this moment in time.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about it. I don't even want to think about it. I'm not pissed off at this moment in time. I just really, I mean, people are saying Chris Hughton, but do you want to ex-Newcastle United manager? Something? No,
right,
you don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, let's put.
He's a good manager, but
let's put this to you then, right? So we're all slagging off. Well, years are all slagging off.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Right.
Sam Allardyce was an ex-Newcastle manager.
No.
I didn't like it there, did he?
No, the thing is, right, there was something put on, and I know it's Facebook, and it's probably all made up heavy, right? But somebody put, my source says, that's it, Jack Ross is out, and he's going to be replaced by the Hearts manager. Do you know who the Hearts manager is?
No.
Craig Levine.
Yeah.
Right? So, I hope I've got that right when I Googled it. So, how happy would you be then with Craig Levine?
Oh, God.
Another Scottish manager.
Shit.
I know.
That's gone from one extreme to another.
Yeah, so...
You might as well keep Jack Ross.
Surely we can attract a manager from another club.
I mean, would you, I mean, this has been mentioned a few times. I mean, I know he's never had a job before. He's obviously loved up there.
Is this
Kevin Phillips?
Kevin Phillips.
I mean, is that a risk? Would you say my mistake, or would you? You know what I mean?
But let's face it, it couldn't be any worse than we are now. Couldn't be any worse than we are now. When probably you get the players motivated more than Jack Ross is doing. He's done his coaching badges. They've got to start somewhere. These managers, coaches, have got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And the fans would obviously be, given more time than most managers would. But
so go on then. So who would you like? And then realistically, who do you think is?
Right. Who would I like? Well, who would I like? I would like Sam Allardyce, obviously, but with the financial fair play rulings, I mean, is it going to be physically possible? I don't think so. Another one, Roy Keane, just signed a deal with Sky Sports, so he's definitely not coming. So, I mean, would Sam, I mean, if the new ones said to Sam, look, we'll give you a long-term plan, 5-year plan, you know, wouldn't give you a big contract at the start because obviously we haven't got that Sky money when the League One, if it gets to the Championship, and then obviously from then gets to the Premier League, could be a 5-year plan. But, you know, realistically, is that going to happen? Big Sam, I don't think so. I mean, my partner says I wouldn't have him back, she said many times, because she said the problem was...
Your partner said she wouldn't have you back as well. So what?
But,
do you know?
Like you say, they're obviously two, Keno and Big Sam, but like you say, attracting them to a League One club.
Do you know what's Keno?
Big.
Definitely,
it's a big ask, and like you say, who can't we attract? We could attract a lot of managers, but like you can't please everybody. You really can't, but you need someone who's going to get these players, give them a kick up the arse they need, because at the minute they're just not doing it. They're just not.
I think there's nobody a standout. Like, you know, you sit and say, oh, he could come in definitely, and that's the perfect. I mean, if we get rid of Jack Ross, that's another problem. I think.
I don't want another Scottish manager,
because
the two different leagues, Ross, like they're saying their championships, like our championship, it's not. It's a totally different kettle of fish. Right. It's unbelievable.
So my mate's called Keno. He's available.
So what about what's the big problem with Chris Hughton and the fact that he's an ex-Newcastle manager? Why is that such a big deal for you?
Well, he's good in that. He's actually done a good job at Newcastle. I mean,
I like Chris Hughton. I think he was hard done to.
Really hard. I mean, they were doing really well. I mean, that season, Newcastle, I think they might have just been mid-table, and they sacked him and got Alan Pardew in, and that was a bit of a shock. But that's because Mike Ashley's it's obviously his pal, wasn't it? So he got rid of Hughton and brought Pardew in and gave him a long contract. So, but me, I'm speaking earlier on, Gus Poyet, would you have Gus Poyet back? No.
Right. Well,
he does have experience of getting out of League One and that, because he's done it with Brighton. He did do it with Brighton, didn't he? He got them all the way to the Prem.
I got them. But like,
fans won't give him enough time if things went to shit.
Yeah, they don't even give Jack Ross enough time. The thing, right, for me personally, right, there's, Big Sam came and he did a great job and was gutted that, England messed up and they gone and that happened. And he never got a chance to then have a good goal at Sunderland. Roy Keane, partly, did he not say in his book there's, it's unfinished business at Sunderland, and he wouldn't come back why Ellis Short was here, but he's not there. Mm-hmm. I would be quite happy with any of those if they sacked Jack Ross, but realistically, and I know this might not go down that well, but I think Paolo Di Canio, right, when he came, right, he saw in no time at all that the club was rotten to the core, right? And he saw it straight away. And if they'd have backed him and he could have started from the bottom up, right, who knows what might have happened. I know he was eccentric. I know he wouldn't allow him to have ketchup and all that, and his ways. And the training, he had them in every day, and got them properly fit. I've heard interviews with other players saying they've never been as fit as when they played under Di Canio.
That's the way it should be.
And then, but of course, because they're coming in all this extra training, then the old guard were going, I'm having this. Mm-hmm. We're used to days off and all this. We don't get paid enough money for doing all this. And they got together and they got him sacked. Yeah. And who knows? He saw it within weeks that it was rotten to the core, and sure enough, it's that's how it's been. So, and I like the guy, and I'd have him back tomorrow. But there's a lot of people just say he was. Do you think not up to the job?
Yeah. Do you think there's a season or two left in Cardiff's manager?
No, what? I tell you what, that's not a bad shout.
Because I'd have him for the rest of the season, even for another season in the Championship. We got promoted this season.
Yeah, it's one of them things, though, right? Good manager. I absolutely hate the guy. Honestly,
I think he's settled where he is. That's a problem. I think uproot his family and come up here would be too much. I think
that's a good shout. That my mistake.
Do you wish when we were linked with Chris Wilder that we actually got him? I mean, that was one player who was linked.
Well, at the time, no.
No,
At the time, but you know, he seemed to. I mean, didn't they came up from League One and then did they go straight up?
I think it was 2 seasons.
2 seasons after.
2 seasons.
They got come up from League One, and that's it. They finished after. They were doing well at the start and they dropped off. It was the next season when they went up.
He doesn't float me boat, like, you know. He doesn't get you excited if they were saying, "Oh, Chris Wilder's in for the job." It's not one of them names where you'd think, "Oh,
But he's not going to leave a Premiership.
He wouldn't have came to Sunderland because he was a massive Sheffield fan, isn't he? He played your games for Sheffield.
That's all I was saying.
Right.
But again, I mean, does anybody think that the new owners are going to have an effect on, you know, people are saying these new owners are going to come in and then that's it, Jack Ross's days are numbered and all that.
It's a possibility, Philly, I think. I mean, they'll have their ideas, and I don't think they'll be very happy with the footballing side of things at the minute, will they? I mean,
well, as soon as the fans start to turn on the manager, that's when that's when they've got to make a decision. And like you say, it started yesterday. I've never seen it for years.
Toxic.
Someone shouting for the manager to be sacked and saying that you don't know what you're doing.
I think when they come in, I would imagine, and again we can only guess on what's actually going to happen. But I think they're going to come in, and I think Stuart Donald and Charlie Methven are going to be left to more or less run the club anyway. So it's down to them if they think they should keep Jack Ross, and it's only then if the new owners start then putting pressure on them, saying, "Look, well, you know, if your man's not going to deliver the goods, then."
I think from day one that will happen. I think they're not going to come in and throw money around and not want to be successful. So they're not stupid. They're clever people. They're going to see what's going on at the club.
Not like us four.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd love to know what Stuart Donald thought of that game yesterday. I'd love to have asked him, what did you think of that today?
Yeah, but he's not. He's going to be the diplomat, and he's got to be.
Hasn't
you know, he's the club, and he might think I'm sick of this, and you know, I wish. You know, and I have these thoughts. He's not going to say that to supporters anyway. Right then, so we mentioned Chris Wilder, Sheffield United, and on Wednesday we play Sheffield United
in the League Cup.
So that brings us on nicely to the Carabao Cup. What do we think? Are we just not bothered about it, or
not bothered in the slightest for me? Like, no.
I am interested. I want to win, but I think we've got absolutely no chance. I think Sheffield United are playing absolutely brilliant. Yesterday they beat Everton, who's another manager. Everton manager's under pressure, I think. But I think they played the 5 matches, won 2, drawn 2, lost 1, scored 8 goals, letting 7 goals and 8 points so far. Absolutely
he doesn't know
start.
actually. So just pulling figures out there. Yeah, 8 and 12. It was like playing bingo.
But there you go anyway. I think we've got no chance, but I would love to win.
But do you honestly think that Sheffield United are going to play their first team?
That's a good. I was just about to come to that.
They're going to make changes, obviously, but I think their second team is probably going to do a hell of a lot better than Burnley's second team did.
Well, do you not think we played well second half against Burnley?
We did, yes, but have we played well since?
Wait a minute, I think you're taking credit away from, you know, you're saying that they were crap. I mean, they were good first half, but we battered.
Well, they should have been 3-4 by the first before we even got a chance to score a goal.
I think we won that game during the week, and then who did we play on the week on the Saturday game? we beat Burnley at the week, and then who did we play on that Saturday?
It was Wimbledon, wasn't it?
It was Wimbledon.
No, I don't think. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
It wasn't Portsmouth, was it?
Because I was saying, which game would you rather win? I said, well, I'd rather lose the Burnley game, win the league game.
What are we on now? Was it Rochdale? Oh no, it was midweek Rochdale away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because I've not got the cup games on here. Peterborough away, was it not?
I think it was Peterborough.
Yeah.
I said, so what game would you what game would you rather have won? That Burnley game and the League Cup we're never going to win, or that league game against Peterborough?
Burnley. So right, well, so Sheffield United, do you know?
Just give the kids a go. Just don't risk any injuries to any of the players we need in the first team. Get the kids in, get Benji in, maybe get Barley Mummer in. Just give them a go, give them a bit of playing time. Get out the cup. We're not interested in the cup. We've been to Wembley twice. We don't need to win it.
Well, but do you not think if we could go there and beat them, then it's a morale booster in it, and it's one of them where
It is, but if we get tonked, it's not a very
it is,
morale
but
booster.
that's what happened at Burnley. We'll beat Burnley. We're thinking, we're going to get some of there, and then we get beat.
Well, it's a no-lose situation, though. You're saying if we get tonked, you go, well, these are two divisions above us. You know what I mean? So it's like, for them, theirs is a no-win. So they're at home.
I just think put a reserve team out, get the game over and done with, and just concentrate on the league.
Yeah. We've got to find another right back, another left back, somewhere from the youth that's on the fringes of the under 23s or on the fringes of getting into the squad. Maybe find one or two and give those a chance and see what they can do.
Well, isn't that Jack Bainbridge a centre back? I'm sure he's pushing through now. I'm sure.
I think we need more of a right back and a left back, don't we?
Yeah,
we're struggling the most. I think.
Do you think Lynch is going to be back anytime soon? Because we've signed him.
No idea.
Just never heard of him.
And I mean, he's got potential as well to be actually.
That was another rush panic buy for me, or panic whatever it is. It was just we could have done better than that.
But wasn't Greg a panic buy as well? Would you say as well?
Yeah, it was definitely for the price. We could have gotten him a lot cheaper, much earlier.
Yeah, but the thing is with Greg, and it was, but up until if you were like me, you were watching that transfer window, and we went to the last hour, and I'm thinking, and I was going mental, we're going to strike, and then it was about 20 past, right? About 20 past 10, it was shooting 11, and I think I might have been in work. I was running about going, well, Greg will go, and it was the best thing ever. Now it was great.
I was buzzing
And it was extortion, wasn't it?
But we're done it again with the left back situation.
Lawrence the Bot at 5 o'clock on the deadline.
Do you know what I mean?
Desperation, isn't it?
Why do we wait until we've got a full month, like all pre-season, to sort the team out? We knew we needed a right back and a left back, and just failed.
Sean knows. We fully knows. I know. It's all about money. That's all it is about money.
I know nothing about money. Right, sorry, can I just, because we're pushed for time now, so can I get your predictions for Sheffield United? Man mistake.
3-1 to Sheffield United. 3-0.
No,
3-0
I was going to say.
Sheffield. Sean?
3-0 to Sheffield United.
3-0 Sheffield. Dino?
2-0 Sheffield.
2-0 Sheffield.
Here we go.
2-1 Sunderland. I'm not doing, honestly, no, I just think they will play a weakened team. And it all depends on what team we play.
Well, their weakened team is people who want to try and get in their first team.
The first team. But then that was the...
But that was the same with Burnley. True.
The thing is, even if we chop and change, it's still going to be like our first team, because that's what he does. He chops and change anyway. So if he makes changes, it seems that we seem to have sort of 18, 20 players who are all just in and out.
So say we play this match on Wednesday, and he plays McGeady and Maguire, and they both get injured. Would you not be fuming? For a game what really doesn't matter in the long run.
Well, all right. So he plays McGeady and Maguire, and they have an absolute stormer. They win the game and they come through unscathed. It's all hypothetical, isn't it? You can't.
I wouldn't risk.
I know what you mean, but
McGeady and Maguire,
if they got injured and that's 3 months out, like McGeady was getting last season, and that's going to affect us in the league, and we need to get out of this league as quick as possible.
And if we win the next 10 games, we're top of the league, and it's all you can just.
But do you care about the Carabao Cup though? Like, is that a cup you really want to win?
I'd like to win any cup. I'd love to win a cup. Honestly,
win the cup, stay in League One.
It's a no-brainer.
I like to win a cup with giving the reserves a chance, the under 23s or some youngins.
We'll do it with the it's not the EFL now. What's it called now?
The Leazers.
If you want to win a cup, go and win that one, because you get the kids a chance.
Yeah, I'd give the kids a chance all the way through, even at the final. Leave the first team out completely. Play all the kids every single match.
The objective this season is getting out of this league, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Well, I agree on that last time.
Yeah. Let the first team concentrate in the league. Let the kids play in the cups.
Yeah, we cannot stay in this league another season.
Experience for the young ones. That's for me.
All right then, just quickly then, because we're in the last 5 minutes here. Moving on to Saturday, MK Dons. Is it a must-win for Jack Ross? If he loses, is he as good as gone, do you reckon?
100% must win.
For me, a draw doesn't cut it either. A draw does not cut it. It's got to be.
I'll tell you something now. If we didn't win that game on Saturday, there'd be a bad atmosphere coming out of that game on Saturday.
But the thing is
bad atmosphere.
I think so long as Sunderland understand that the MK Dons are going to come up here and they're going to play at the skin, You know, they're new to this league. You know, we're the big boys. You know, I mean, they'll absolutely go for it. We'll concede a goal, as we always do. I just wish we could stop doing that. And then...
So do you stop with this formation of having two whole midfielders? Because it doesn't work. We can't not concede, so why go? Just go for it. You're at home, go for it. If you concede, just make sure you score more than them.
Yeah.
We're not keeping clean sheets, and that's a fact. You could put 5 at the back with 3 in whole midfielders and we still concede.
Well, I think to be honest, I think we've gone full circle here now, because I think what it boils down to, he needs to get a back 4. Right, and he needs to keep that back 4, and he needs to play them and keep playing them,
and stop
and just
things.
And that way, you know, is that then not the reason why we always concede? Because it's chopping and changing all the time, and that could be the answer. In fact, Jack, if you're watching, right, the thing is keep your back 4 all the same, play them together. You'll stop conceding goals. And you can thank me later for that. Okay. Right, let's get your predictions then for Saturday. Mad mistake.
The only thing that's guaranteed in life is death and taxes, and Jack Ross will
and
change the side.
Nurses, they're guaranteed as well.
Jack Ross will change the side on Saturday. He'll probably make 2 changes, but I'm going to go positive. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory.
3-1. You're all right.
Yes.
Right. Sean?
1-1.
1-1? Seriously? Who to?
1-1.
Right.
I've got no confidence.
1-1.
I hate going to games expecting to lose. We have to believe we can.
I know, it's plastic Wimbledon.
It's just the way it's got us at the minute. I just got no confidence.
Dino?
After watching what I seen at Bolton, I'm going to see with Sean 1-1.
Oh, behave yourself. Get off this panel.
I'm going to play 1-1, tell you.
Right.
We are realists.
No, man. Listen, I still think we'll concede, but I'm tempted to go 4-1, but I'm only going to go 3-1. Let me bet come in again.
I forgot to mention as well, the game was that bad at Bolton. The lad next to me fell asleep. And you can't actually back that. He was there like that, and he was asleep.
Honestly,
that's how bad the Bolton game was. So that doesn't feel.
Just all right.
Just had a drink.
Right. Just one quick question before we go. Then, with the team as it is now, with Jack Ross in charge, where we're going to finish in the league?
You ask this every week as well.
Jack Ross in charge, probably about 4th.
4th playoffs. Sean?
6th.
6th, just scraping in.
With Jack Ross, yeah.
Dino?
With Jack Ross, I'm going to see a 7th.
Oh, Dino, that's a big show.
Me? Up by Easter. Hashtag up by Easter. Still definitely up by Easter, without a doubt.
I think we'll drop out the playoffs with what I seen yesterday. Cause
right. Listen.
What drugs do you take?
I'll get you some. Right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please. We're trying to get these subscribers up, and hit the like button, leave us a comment. And if you want to ask us any questions, because we're recording and not going live now, if you want to ask us any questions for next week's Sunday Bunch, just stick them in the comments and we'll answer those next week for you. We are still desperate for volunteer reporters, people who want to speak to people. You've seen Sean do it, brilliant job he does. We'd like some, if we can find some more like Sean, brilliant. People who work the camera, like Dino down there. So if you want to get involved, please get in touch. You can email us if you like at SAFC Fan TV 73@gmail.com, or just
that'll be in the description, won't it? You'll put that in the description for easy for people.
Yeah, we'll do that. Don't forget as well, subscribe to our channels, The Mad Mistake, Wee Philly. We've got Twitter accounts for Sean, and Dino just. He's still on calculators.
I'm just boring.
So again, we'll put those down in the description as well. And don't forget, we'd like you to subscribe. We'll put a link on there as well to make it all easy for you. And we'll be back next week for another edition of the Sunday Bunch. We'll see you then. Bye.